Welcome back to MP Now Radio. Now, before the long break there, we were talking to Kevin and Annette. He's got a little bit more time. Teresa and Spencer, you've been on the line a long time. Hang on, I'd love to talk to you. Now, Reverend Annette, you've only got a little bit of time left. What can people do? Where can we find the information? Give out your website.
Okay. The main site people should read is the Tribunal website, itccs.org, itccs.org, and hiddennolonger.com. That's got all this evidence we're talking about. And please stay posted because we're doing a lot of work across Canada. I'm going to actually be coming through Alberta and the prairies in April and May. May and June in order to give more talks and work with people. So please contact me. You can write to me, Hidden from History 1, like number 1, Hidden from History 1 at gmail.com.
Great. Before you go, Kevin, I watched your movie, Unrepentant, and you talked a bit, it was covered that doctors were being given $300 per Native woman or girl to sterilize them. Can you go into that just a little bit before you go?
Well, there's a whole sterilization law. In Alberta, it was called the Sexual Sterilization Act. And there have been lawsuits in Alberta brought by Native women because, they were thousands of them sterilized under these laws. If you didn't go to church, if you kept speaking your language, you were targeted and you'd be sterilized. There was hospitals in Ponoka, in Camrose, the Camsell Medical Center in Edmonton. They were doing this to women all over. So it was a law in British Columbia and Alberta allowing this. We're going to be, that's one of the sure signs of genocide when you're trying to do that to people.
Well, on this show, we cover the fact that doctors kill with medical treatments over 700,000 Americans a year. Here in Alberta, during that first hour, we racked up $1.4 million in medical bills. And I would really, if you're a First Nations people listening to this show, we want to get together with you and discuss strategies on clinically backed, science-based medical nutrition, how to get your health back. I've seen people recover from diabetes. I've seen them recover from lupus, cancer, all kinds of things that doctors said they were going to die. And this isn't just natives either. I mean, this is happening to white people. This is happening to black people. It's spreading like a cancer. And like you said before the break, it's the youth that are experiencing a righteous indignation and rising up and saying, hey, this isn't how we want our world run. This isn't what we want anymore. So, Reverend Annette, thank you so very much. I'm going to let you go. Go ahead and do your business, and I look forward to meeting you in Central Alberta at the end of the month here next month. And
I look forward to it. And we can do more. We've got a lot more to share about this, so I look forward to talking to you and seeing you soon.
Looking forward to Go With God in Jesus' name. That is Reverend Kevin Annette. And I told you this show was going to be a little bit different today. Now, Native people, First Nations. I'm a white guy. I have 2 kids with First Nations blood running through their veins, and I can imagine what I would be thinking. Honestly, I'd want to kill if it were me. We can't do that, though. What we need to do is heal your people. Your people need their minds. They need their heart to work properly. Need to get over diabetes. Work with us. TeamGlidden.ca. We got a number, 1-800-705-6892. That's 1-800-705-6892. Let's discuss a strategy so that we could nutrify your people, get their health back, get their strength back, get their mind back, and stand up against what's happening. I don't care what color you are. I really don't. And let me go on and say I'm not a perfect person either. I mean, when I was a young guy, I worked in the oil patch. I drank a lot. I partied. I got in fights. I'm not a perfect person. but I'm bought by the blood of Jesus Christ. And when I hear of injustices like this in my own backyard, it fills me with righteous indignation, anger. It makes me angry. Somebody's going to answer for this. And they apologized. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Would you like some money? Yeah, we took your kids and we did medical experiments on them. Killed them, raped them, threw them in furnaces. The evidence is all there. Would you be willing to accept a payment for the murder and destruction of your children in your culture? Would you? Not me. Some things are worth more than money. Pictures of the Queen won't cut it. First Nations people, let's work together. Let's get your people off the streets. TeamGlidden.ca, 1-800-705-6892. Dr. Joel Wallach made a large portion of his career out of reaching out to the black community and the oppressed. Well, here in Canada, our natives were oppressed. They were taken away from their parents at a young age, indoctrinated, raped, killed. It's time that these things came to light. It's time that somebody did something. What am I doing? I'm covering it on this show. Dr. Joel Wallach, Thursday, March 27th, West Edmonton Mall, Gold Room, 7 o'clock. Friday, 28th, in Sherwood Park Community Center at 7 o'clock. Saturday, the 29th, Camrose Regional Exhibition. And he's going to be in Calgary on the 30th. Now, we're going to switch gears. Something been in the news lately. Athlete's Heart, a member of the Dallas Stars, recently just keeled over on the bench. Okay? Professional athletes break down faster than most people. Why? Because they're using up more fuel and leaving nothing behind. If you have a son or a daughter who's in hockey or soccer or football, the very best thing in the world you can do is get a hold of your local longevity rep and get them on a nutritional program. Get them away from the 10 bad foods. Remember, this is all research. This is real. Okay? You want to be sitting in the stands and your kid keels over? Because you were too dumb to take the right information. Your quality of life is based on the information that you're able to take in. And let's face it, the well is poison. There's a lot of really bad, erroneous information out there. But if you want to get involved with longevity in a really awesome, great team of people, we look out for each other. There's no reason that athletes have to die at an early age. There's no reason that kids have to die. At the Toronto Marathon just a few years back, 18-year-old girl from New Brunswick, in the final lap, boom, keeled over dead right there. All she had to have was a $35 tub of Rebound. That's it. $35. Would you be willing to shell that out to save your kids? I would. Now we're going to go over to Teresa. We're going to open the phone lines. Teresa, you've been waiting a long time. Are you there?
I am here, Mike. Barely, but I'm here. It was all very interesting, though, what I was listening to, and I just appreciated that. So
that was quite the interview. So are you in Minnesota or Montana?
I am. No, I'm in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Yep.
Home of JCN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too far from there. Yeah, I'm about 23 miles. I think we figured that out to be. So I'm pretty close. Yeah, I'm going to take a drive down there one of these days and check it out.
Sure, yeah. Bring the boys a case of beer.
Yeah.
Gluten-free, though.
Maybe I will.
I'm just kidding. Teresa, you held on a long time. What's on your mind?
I did. It's really important. I wanted to find out what I can get for my mom, who is 72 years old. And what I mean by that is the longevity product. She just got her test results back from her doctor. She's got hyperparathyroid. The levels are really high. And she's got high calcium. And she's got swelling, or there's something going on in her ankles. She thought it was arthritis because it hurt so bad. They did an X-ray, and they said there aren't any abnormalities with her bones. She didn't break her bones or anything like that. But it's really hard for her to walk. She said there's water buildup or fluid around her ankle bone. And she gets, like, shooting pains in her knees. And so, I mean, it sounds like there's a number of things going on, and there's probably even more than that. But that's kind of where I wanted to start with this. So is there anything that...
Let me ask you this, Teresa. Are you involved with Longevity?
I am. I just started. Yep.
You just started. Okay.
Yeah.
How much does your mom weigh?
She's 5'7". She probably weighs about 190.
Okay. And so you just got started with Longevity. Was that a result of this show?
Actually, it was kind of a twofold thing. It was the Benny Hinn thing. I watched the interview on that.
I haven't heard that name so much as in the last few months. Benny Hinn just keeps coming up.
Well, see, and I really started getting into nutrition when I was living out in Colorado, and so I kind of ran into Ben Fuchs, too. So when I saw that he was involved in it, that was another plus. And so I just kind of felt like the Lord was just taking me down this path again. And so I opened up that door, and, yeah, I'm all excited about it. I really believe that it was all about the timing, I think. I think Dr. Wallach was way ahead of his time, but I think now is the time. And I think I
agree with you. No army can stop an idea whose time has come. And, God loves, I believe in God. I had people prophesy over me when I was a kid, when my parents made me go to church, kicking and screaming. And, you know what? I hear the music.
Oh, no.
Teresa, we're going to let you go. We're going to hold you over till after this break, and we'll talk to you a little bit more about your mom. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We're going to be talking to Sandra Spencer. Welcome back to Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. And I got to tell you, I love doing this radio show. I like talking to people. I like getting to know people. Whenever I'm talking to somebody, I kind of picture my own family. There's a lot of people out there that are hurting and sick that don't have to be. We've nailed a few things down. I've seen it myself. You don't have to be sick. And when I say you, I'm talking to Teresa in Minnesota. Are you still there, Teresa?
I'm still here, Mike.
I'm so glad to hear that you're still here. So we were talking about your mom. She's in her 70s. She's 180 pounds, and they've diagnosed her with a whack of stuff. And I'm not a doctor, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a Glidden. I'm a Longevity distributor, but I'm also a Dr. Glidden insider. I watch the webinars, and my job really is to point you in the right direction. You know what I mean? I don't diagnose anything.
Right, sure.
But what I would, like, right off the bat, are you familiar with the 10 bad food list?
I have heard it.
Okay.
But I
Teresa,
don't know that I could just tell you right off.
Yeah, you know what? You don't have to, because all you got to do is go to fireyourmdnow.com and register with the website, put in your email address, and they will automatically send you a list of foods that you should never, ever, 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 ever eat or even be downwind of. Okay?
Okay. Uh-huh.
And if you have the guts to get down with that list and look at your life, clean out your pantry, and eat the right foods, you're going to see your absorption of your vitamins and minerals and amino and fatty acids skyrocket. Your health will skyrocket, and it's going to be the same thing for your mom. Mm-hmm. Okay, so go to fireyourmdnow.com and go get on the email list. They'll send you that 10 bad food list, and that's the first thing I want you to do.
Okay.
Now, the second thing I want you to do is get your mom on the 10 bad food list, okay? She's got to avoid gluten, barley, wheat, rye, oats. These are foods that Dr. Wallach proved will absolutely kill you. Kill you. And there's 10 of them there. I'm not going to go through them all right now. You can find them.
Okay.
And then, bare minimum, I'd like to get your mom on 2 healthy start packs and 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals. Bare minimum. Now, you heard about this show through Benny Hinn, right?
Correct.
Okay, what I'd like you to do is call Youngevity. Go to youngevity.com.
Okay.
And if you click on contact, they'll give you a number to get in touch with Benny Hinn's people. Okay, because whoever it was, they referred Dr. Wallach to be on the show. Benny Hinn had him on.
Right.
And those people are looking out for the health of their community and their country, but they're also looking to make money off of it. I mean, you heard in the last interview that doctors in Canada were getting $300 a piece to sterilize native girls. So I refuse to feel guilty for getting a cut whenever somebody buys some Youngevity products that's actually going to help their health. And you know what? You shouldn't feel bad about that either.
Right.
Dr. Wallach set this company up to restore your health, put money in your pocket so that you could take it to Main Street and buy goods and services so you can help your local business owners so, you know, we can be an answer to the economy as well as the shortcomings in the healthcare system.
Yeah, amen.
Have you signed up for Obamacare?
No, and I do not have plans of doing so.
Me neither.
We don't have to get into all the reasons why, but
yeah. Well, anybody listening to GCN already probably knows.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think honestly, if this is just my opinion, signing up for Obamacare, you're a sucker and a dupe. It's that simple. So, but like you said, we're not going to get into all those reasons. So, I've steered you in the direction of Dr. Glidden's website, fireyourmdnow.com. Get that 10 bad food list. Get on it and follow it religiously. Now, you can make a lot of really great gluten-free food. My wife makes pierogies, pasta, all of it. Get your mom on that list. 2 healthy start packs, 2 bottles of plant-derived minerals. Get in touch with Benny Hinn's people. We're going to let you go.
All right.
I hear the music. We got a break coming up. We're going to come back to Spencer in Minnesota right after this. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Welcome back to Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Now, before the break, I said we were going to go to Spencer in Minnesota, and then we're going to talk to Dana right here in Alberta, my home province. Spencer, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great, Mike. Thanks for taking my call. I did want to clear one thing up. I'm actually in Alaska, so I'm a little
You're in
more
Alaska.
A northern neighbor to the Canadian Providence.
Yeah, I'm well aware of where Alaska is. I've never been up there, but I've seen a lot of pictures, and it's beautiful. So good on you for being from Alaska, buddy. What's on your mind today?
Well, I had a couple of things. The first thing is I was calling in for a person. I'm a Youngevity rep, or however you say it. And the person that I'm working with, he has fungus on his fingernails and toenails. They're thick and whitish and yellowish in color. They went to the doctor. The doctor wants to prescribe him something, but looking at what the thing that's prescribed, it would do mondo damage to his liver. And they just started getting involved with Youngevity about, a couple of weeks ago. And so they asked me if I could ask this question. Again, it's fungus on his fingernails and toenails. They're thick and whitish and yellowish in color. What to do?
Well, I would start with the 10 bad foods list. Okay. Is this person familiar with the 10 bad food list?
And they actually have been able to watch some webinars on FireYourMDNow.com, and they loving the webinars, and so they're totally on par. They love what you guys got going on.
Well, so do I. I mean, I've been. I mean, this has done me a world of good too. Here's the deal, okay? What I would do personally is I would get colloidal silver and I would spray it on the hands. I would cut out the 10 bad food list. I would get on a healthy start pack per 100 pounds body weight. And here's the deal also. Dr. Glidden will have a better answer than me. Okay? I would try that myself. If I didn't have any other resources, I would just do a healthy start pack per 100 pounds body weight. Maybe throw in a bottle of Killer Biotic and get the colloidal silver. Okay?
Okay.
So how did you get involved with longevity?
I got involved through a worldwide ministry that I'm involved with, and they also have a major health portion of it. Someone got involved. Next thing you know, everyone was starting to get linked up.
And did you experience any health recoveries with longevity?
I personally did, and this is without knowing about the 10 bad foods. I used to have what you would say chronic fatigue for sure, and was just sucking down caffeine and energy drinks like crazy. And just by taking just the healthy body start pack, actually I was only taking about a quarter of what I should. My wife and I were sharing it, just one, and without doing anything, that did a major. As soon as I got serious, and actually the biggest thing was, I guess, more educated. My people are killed for lack of knowledge.
Right. Yeah, you know what? It was the same thing with me and my wife. We started off just with the tangy tangerine. That was it.
Wow.
And I felt like I was in a different world. You know, it was amazing. So yeah, tell your friend to get on the Healthy Body Start Pack, 1 per 100 pounds body weight. Get on the colloidal silver. Follow the 10 bad food list. And I would actually, if I was you, I would call back when Dr. Glidden's in, because he might have a little bit more technical answer for you.
Yep.
But if I was dealing with somebody locally, that's what I would tell them, and then watch and see what happens. And if things get better, great. If they don't, then it's time to find some other answers. And Dr. Glidden is the man when it comes to that. If he doesn't have it, Dr. Wallach will. So thanks for calling in, Spencer. I really appreciate it. Spencer's friend, listen to Spencer. All right? Now, we got Dana in Alberta, Canada. After that, we're going to go to Madru. Dana, are you there?
I sure am. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to hear you. This is actually a friend of mine. Dana, my newfie buddy here in Camrose. What's up, Dana?
I just wanted to share a little more information with your listeners about what was happening with the natives and that kind of thing, if I may.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, now I'll keep this quick. I'll give you some information. You can check it out. It's called Saturnalian philosophy. It's been the philosophy of the British Empire for a lot of years, and this is one of their very basic beliefs. Any human being who doesn't use his intellect is no different than an animal who has no intellect, and it's okay to lie to them, cheat them, kill them, or rob them. You can do so with impunity. And that has been the basic philosophy of the British Empire. And you can tell Saturnalians love black. They like to wear black robes. They like to cause others to wear black robes. And I believe I just give you all the information your listeners need to further research this.
Well, I appreciate that. It's kind of a blame the victim mentality, and also it comes down to whether or not, if I see somebody weaker than me that needs help, my first instinct is to help them, not what can I screw this individual out of before they kick the bucket. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Now, as you know, I nursed for quite a while in Alberta.
You were at Pinoca, weren't you?
Pardon me?
You were at the Alberta Hospital at Pinoca, weren't you, Dana?
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah, well, Reverend Kevin Annette talked about that. Can you concur any of the things he said?
I do know there were older patients who suffered sterilization wounds, I guess you'd call them, from back in the 50s. But I never heard any of it when I was working there in the 80s. I've never heard it actually used. And we didn't have many natives in Alberta Hospital, Pinoca. We'd get some of the odd, we had a lot of them attempting suicide at the local reserve in Hobima. Those are the ones I got to see a quick in and out with them. But as far as I know about the sterilization techniques, the patients I met that suffered from this were from the 50s.
Okay.
The other thing that really stuck in my craw, I'm like you, I prefer to help people. I really believe in this country we have a prolonged disease and suffering for profit Medicare system.
You're
That's
absolutely right. Just in the last hour,
the money.
The province spent $1.4 million on health care.
Oh, hell yeah. And the last thing you want is a cure for diabetes, endometriosis, or cancer. This will be a bad interruption to their cash flow, pharmaceutical companies and healthcare professionals alike, whether they want to admit that or not. So keep in mind the Saturnalian philosophy, human beings who don't use their intellect are like animals who don't have it. And that is the base. And if you feel you're being treated that way, you probably are, Mike.
Dana, you're a great guy. Hey, Dana, I want you to bring your guitar by and let's sing some sea chanties or something.
We'll chase the rats out of your house.
Sounds good, buddy. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for calling in, Dana. Now we're going to switch over to an institution with longevity here, Madru in California. Madru, are you there?
I am. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Your phone's coming in a little bit hot. Could you lower your voice just a little bit?
Lower it?
Yeah, perfect. Right there.
Okay.
What's going on, Madru?
Well, last week I had a lady, and she had MS.
Yes.
And she's still a little bit in denial. She wants to be her own doctor, but I've given her the information, so I have to go next.
Right.
And this week I actually got a guy. He's getting back on the minerals after he saw Dr. Wallach. And his brother came over this morning, knocked on my door and says, why are you telling my brother not to go with me to this, it's like a cardio clinic, and it's attached to his insurance. And I said, because it's not working.
Yeah.
And so his brother has decided to stick with me. And he's a little bit upset with it. But after I talked to his brother and told him maybe he should just try the cherry Mims just to see how it's going to make his back, feel, and his spine, he may come on as a longevity rep. But, what's funny is that I heard a call the other day where Pastor said sometimes the ministry is even friendlier, they're more friendlier to the doctor than God,
Oh, absolutely.
And so we try to tell people, why they need these minerals, but they're saying, the Lord will help me. But, the Lord helps those who help themselves, like he said on the call, only there's two kind of people in the church. There's people that think they know everything, and there's believers, and believers take action.
You know what? I don't even classify myself as a believer. I'm a knower. I'm a knower. I know God has been watching over my whole life. I know that He has saved me from.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be alive today. I mean, I'm telling you, when I was a kid, I did crazy. I did like running somersaults under trains. Okay.
Yeah.
Just anything you could think of, and I had a guardian angel watching over me, and I firmly believe that it brought me to longevity.
Yeah, as an African American woman, I was told, why are you trying to be something that you're not? And I said, I just want to be alive. And the thing is that, yes, I'm different, I'm not, with the other 70% that are obese, and I don't follow trends. My divine tune is what makes me get up every day and talk this message. You know, it has helped my family, and I know it can help other people. So, you know, we're just out here giving this good message, and I'm so excited. The convention's going to be out here in California. We're going to knock California out.
I believe you are, Madru. You know, Madru's been calling into this show for a long time, and she's constantly getting people to come. And Madru is a true foot soldier for longevity. Could you, just for the benefit of our listening audience, Madru, could you give a little bit of your story, how you found longevity, and what you overcame yourself by listening to the right information?
I was with the FBI, and we were able to go to the convention in Baltimore. And when I heard Dr. Wallach's message, it just rang a beautiful song in my soul and my spirit, because I was already thought I was healthy. You know, I had allergies, you know, but when I got his message, I followed it to a T. I actually got rid of all my allergies. I actually was, you know, I'm still the same size. Every year I go to convention, and I see people that are on the minerals, and I see people that are not taking the minerals. They may be taking them, but they're not following the 10 bad foods. And so I see the difference. I can tell who's taking them and who's following Dr. Wallach's message
just by looking at their face,
you know. Exactly.
Just by looking
and you can tell who's mineral deficient and who isn't. And you can walk down the street. I walk in my church and I see so many people. My husband, he was an avid tennis player. He is like, he drinks that Rebound and everything when he's playing tennis and everything, and all his people are trying to ask what he needs, and he says, I'm 90 for life.
Madru, we're going to come back to you after the break. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Glidden. We'll be back with Madru after this. Welcome back to Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Glidden and having a great day doing it. I got to tell you, I love doing this radio show. I love hearing your calls. We had a great show today. We talked to Reverend Kevin Annette, and he was exposing the cover-up of the death of the Native children in Canada. 53 mass graves, 50,000 children taken away from their parents and killed, and people just don't get it. But I got a good news for you, and that is that the younger generation is catching on, and we're seeking justice. We won't be happy until somebody answers for this. Apologies aren't good enough. Money isn't good enough. These people lost culture. They lost their language. They lost artifacts. They lost their culture, and they're fighting to keep it alive. And I am willing to help them get back their health, put some money in their pockets so they can fight. Now, before the break, we were talking to Madru. She was talking about her husband and the benefits of longevity. Madru, keep going.
Yeah. Anyway, so he said he's not getting off the stuff. He loves the stuff. He said he doesn't care who doesn't take it. Next, he says people want to spend $1 and get $500 worth of Utopia. And he says that, and he says that, you know, it's a process, you know, especially if they're down to ground zero, they've got to build themselves up. So, you know, we just try to tell them that this is education transformation, and don't be mad because we're giving good news. We're the messenger, you know. So, you know, well, that's what we're doing. So today also our stepdaughter called, and she's got allergies, and she's talking about going to a doctor and have some kind of procedure. We're sending her some minerals.
Tell her not to bother. I had allergies.
Oh, no. We're going to send her some minerals.
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy. She's 22 years old. We're going to open up her whole world.
Absolutely. She's going to be so happy she talked to you.
Yeah.
No, I had allergies myself. I suffered every year.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. Like, I went to summer camp when I was a kid, and I laid in my cabin gasping for air because I couldn't breathe. My nose was plugged up. My eyes were watery and as big as grapefruits. And the kids were running in and out of the cabin telling me how much fun they just had at archery or something, right? And
yeah.
I was never a weak guy, but, you know, my body was just in turmoil. And I tell you, the first summer when it really hit home for me was when I upped my EFAs, followed the 10 bad food list,
Yes.
I went outside and I cut the grass, and I didn't have to take a Claritin. And it was like jump off the couch. I just won the Super Bowl moment. You know?
Oh my God! You know what? It's so funny. This past Wednesday, we went to corporate and we saw Blake Graham was there. And he just told the story about his findings with Dr. Wallach and everything like that. It was just so wonderful. And Marvin was there with the minerals. And it was just a wonderful event, just where this company is going. I'm so excited, that we're just pushing through with the truth.
Absolutely, Madru. You know what? I'm so thankful that you called in. I'm going to let you go. You have a fantastic story. Keep up the good work. You're awesome. You are awesome. I appreciate it. I'm going to meet you someday, Madru, and you're going to give me a big hug.
Are you going to be at a convention?
Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. Hey, the future's not set in stone. I might be, I might not be. I tell you what, though, if I'm not, I'll be out telling people about longevity. You can bet your bottom dollar on that.
Okay. You take care. Have a great weekend. 90 for life.
Take care, Madru. We love you. Wow. Hey, I've seen so many people recover their health from things that doctors had absolutely no clue because they're not trained to recognize the root cause. And we have got at teamglidden.ca to register for Dr. Joel Wallach. Coming to Central Alberta, 1-800-705-6892. Native man, First Nations people, take back your health. Give us a call. We want to work with you. Let's work on a strategy to get back the health of your people. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. God bless America, God bless Canada, and God bless you.